Welcome back to CDL Game Day, presented by Game Fuel. Maven here with Merc and Nameless as we're getting prepped for the final at the New York Subliners home series. And yeah, for the second time all year, the home team gets to the final. Subliners are able to make the run, but now they have to take on the mighty Huntsmen. But at the start of this, guys, I do want to talk about the Subliners. They're able to go big, get the 3-0 to get to this point. We've talked about how good their respawn is. I want to talk a little bit about the map one in which they're able to clutch up in the semifinal. Because what? They're on Gunrunner, they're down 30 to 40 points. They make a huge run, some massive plays, and Joe, they're able to take it.
Yeah, they are. And it was behind a couple of big plays when you needed them most. You obviously have attached all the way towards the back. And, you know, I think Chance really talked about it. They're in this position because of what they were able to do on the first hill. They got 20 to 30 seconds there. They knew that Toronto was going to have the early setup, and they were going to need to break. But the time they got in that first hill, it gave them an opportunity to win this first game. And it's a nice bait and switch in. Accuracy is able to go up top, able to drop 40+ kills. And yeah, I mean, we talked about how solid they've been at respawns. They do not panic at that moment, but a big game out of them.
And Nameless, what does that do for you? Like to steal a win map one like that? Like when you're down, you have to get one break, you're able to do it. What does that do for you the rest of the series?
Well, it's huge, right? Because one, you have the hot hand. A couple of your guys are having absolute bangers of games, and if you lose that, it could crush you a little bit on the back of, you know, attach and accuracy both going almost double positive. So being able to clutch up there was massive. And I think what Joe said is very important, the composure. They're going to need it in this series. You saw there at the very end, like accuracy goes up top, but he doesn't like over challenge and die. And he was important in that situation to stay alive, and he ends up getting up top, distracting and allowing the team to get in. So, you know, if the triple AR threat is on point here, I give them a good chance in this series. I mean, what we just saw from both these teams was extremely dominant, and the last time they played was Game 5. So, you know, if the search goes a little bit different, could be New York.
Well, let's speak about composure. You mentioned it there. Accuracy, the Iceman. This is like vintage Call of Duty World War II accuracy with that 1v3 clutch. Joe, that was exceptional.
Yeah, and it's something that I think some players need to pay attention to, because we've seen a lot of mistakes of this all year. Like, he plays the clock. I mean, it's plain and simple. Obviously, up until this point, he doesn't know if they're on it or not. He knows in a 1v3 they can jump it, but he plays the time. He knows that it's 7.5 to defuse. He peaks it after that time. He uses his tactical. He's able to get those kills and takes his time. But, yeah, I mean, could have they been on the defuse? Absolutely. But, I mean, he goes for it. It pays off.
Well, Ed, take me through to the road to the finals for the Subliners. How'd they get here?
Yeah, so they play, you know, the Rocker, and they win that, and it was great performance. They lose to the Huntsmen in a Game 5, and, you know, where they started off really, really slow, and then they came back into the series. The search wasn't there. They beat the Royal Ravens, and, you know, I think was Temp and Zuma's most impressive series I've seen in a very long time. And then their most impressive series overall was versus the Ultra, where they just absolutely pummeled them. Every single player had their moments, and it started off with the crazy, you know, tenacity to come back in that Game 1.
Yeah, we've had some really wild semifinal days where it's like Game 5s. This has not been that. Like an hour and a half goes by, it feels like, and we're through 2 of them. But now let's get to the Game Fuel keys to victory, and we're going to start off with Huntsman. Talk me through the keys here, Nameless.
Yeah, proceeded to keep playing well. I mean, we saw it there on that Hackney where he went on like a 15 streak where he was just going off with an AR, and it's just giving me the Black Ops 3 vibes from him when I first learned about him running, you know, AR, any gun. He's just super versatile, and, you know, seeing him with that M4, he was going off, and he's going to need to match temp, Mac, and accuracy, so be paying attention to him. And remain informed and search and destroy. That's how they did it the first time. I expect them to try to do that again. Avoid giving up the early bloods to Zuma and Attach. They likely got like 3 more in that last game, so they're sitting at like 21 bloods combined, so that's going to be important to stop them from catching fire.
And take me through the other side. Let's look at Toronto Ultra.
Well, New York,
sorry,
yeah.
Toronto Ultra, New York. Where what am I saying? Ultra, sorry you got 3-0'd.
They're tucked in bed right now. New York here at their home series. It comes down to the S&D. They're 4-12 round count in the last series against Chicago. It was a tough one. You saw Zuma drop that breadstick on game number 2, and, you know, they have that same map once again in this series. So focus on him to execute his initial push for blood and, you know, try to get something going and search early on.
Well, this is a part I wanted to get to. I want to go to the U.S. Air Force maps and modes because, Joe, pretty similar to last time we saw them play.
The first 4 are the same. The only difference is if we go to a map number 5 again, it is the St. Petrograd Search and Destroy. But yeah, the first 4 are the same. Last time around, Ramaza owned by Chicago, Hackney owned by New York.
Well, quick predictions before we get into the match. Nameless, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I think it's tough because you could give it, to New York and some of the respawns, but just what I saw to Huntsman was too dominant. I got to go with Huntsman here.
Okay, you've got Huntsman, Joe.
Listen, I'm looking at chat. So some guy named Connor says, I hate Chicago. Connor, I picked Chicago to win the event. I'm sticking with it here. They're winning 3-1.
I've got Chicago as well. Huntsman to take it 3-2 in the same
Ridiculous,
fashion
Connor.
they did last time. Stop it, Connor. But no, it is time to get rocking the map, getting ready to load up. Thank you guys for the breakdowns, but now it is CDL Sunday. It is time for the final, the matchup we have all been waiting for. Well, the matchup we've all been waiting for already happened, and it was the fastest 3-0 ever. This is the matchup we hope is going to be more of a battle, but Nameless, thank you so much for joining us. Have a delightful and wonderful evening.
Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Joe, are you ready, buddy?
Hi.
Are you ready?
I am ready. This should be a great, I know we were all pumped up for Chicago and Atlanta, but I think, well, they obviously are. These have been the two best teams this weekend. We saw they went to a Game 5. I think one thing we didn't touch on, Zoom and Attach, they've always loved playing scum teams, right? Like the old Optic, I think they look forward to these finals, so they have confidence, and we know that mental battle is always there.
And, well, one mental battle, Temp is still looking for that tournament win. So there are some battles certainly here for Subliners. Where you all experienced the win on the other side for Huntsman, but it's map one time. It is Ramaza, similar to what we saw the first time through. Big Max, POV. Through the first hard point, is he'll get in, try to soak up some of this time. It's two Huntsman players working up bottom bridge for position, but Temp able to find both those kills and shut it down. So some comfort time in the hard point now for Mac.
Yeah, remember when we first watched them play this map, one thing that really noticed out was New York, they were giving up early time on this bridge hill. They were also losing a rotation. This time around, Chicago, they do go for the flip right away towards that electronic shop. They're getting a lot of time on bridge, so and he did have Attach. I think Attach spawned up, and he was able to sneak his way all the way through.
Attach is there. There's the first pick. Now they know his position. Hipfire hits, but Pristini simply too strong. He'll be able to take him down. So Huntsman will have the spawn. So what a hard point this is to start it off. You're going to have 50 plus points on the board if you are Subliners. That is truly remarkable. Now you've got to hold if you're Huntsman. You're in pretty good position, but Subliners now getting ready to pounce. They've got to clear off this backside of construction first. So far, not able to do it. Simply too much firepower here from Huntsman. 2 for Brasini, 2 for Scump, and RC's the kill inside the point. That's a clean wipe.
Yeah, if you're going to give up those 50 seconds, you better have a great second hill here. And so far, so good on that first push. Brasini on that 3-speed. And remember, when we watched this last time, it was Temp who really struggled, but he was still running that third MP5. Having a much better start to this game. I'm sure he has a third M4 out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chicago, they go for the flip. They give up 50 points, but they're going to earn 50 points of their own.
Yeah, great answer. And we know what a back and forth this can be. Just like big hold, big hold, big hold. It's like who can get that break and really kind of flip the game on its head. But Brastini working on another streak. Not near the 15 mark he set in the last series, but he's got 4 in a row right now as we go to the picture-in-picture. And look at who's got behind enemy lines. It's going to be Envoy this time with the route. Surprise, Envoy is here. He's able to get in. Now, where do his teammates spawn? They're still spawning out deep. Number 7 and RC's just spawned. You would love to get him in the back, but that's not going to be the case.
Nope.
Formal's going to spawn as well. Still going to be out deep, so Envoy, a great play, but not big enough to influence the spawn. Subliners maybe get a little bit fortunate there.
Yeah, I don't know if, honestly, I could explain it to you. It might be the first time ever. I really can't explain that one, but I think it was just because you still had 2 members of New York near the front side, right? Sort of the numbers, the game's giving it to them. But I thought he made the play. The way we've seen squad spawns work in the past, I thought he had it, but New York, they're going to get the rest of this time, 20 seconds, and now the question is, as we go into construction, can Chicago lock them in towards this back barbershop?
Well, a try for the lock now, but Attach is already surging on forward to top rugs. That's a great gunfight win. That's going to allow him to move up bridge and get early pressure if he can get across. He's just able to do so, and I think Mac's able to look over him with the big kill. Nice little slide and challenge, but doesn't work out. Arcides puts him to the dirt. Mac, not an easy gunfight there. Scump able to go big as well. And this is what you expect on Ramaza. One team holds, the next team holds. One team holds, the next team holds. It's just this seesaw effort between the two teams, and really, how many times it's just been one big moment, one big break on this map? Who's going to be the first to do it?
Yeah, who's going to find that break? Who's going to find that opening? Zuma, maybe just going to throw his life, maybe try to contest some time. Those final 20 seconds, but as it was Chicago's turn to sort of lock them in. Now as we get set up for Ruins, you already have Mac on that half wall. You have Attached with Dead Silence inside that two-story house. He's able to find one with that MP5. Max just sort of watching over him. New Hill gonna pop. Another lead change comes in. Attached deals with 2.
And the lead change goes away. It's just back and forth we go. But Mac in such a strong position here at the half wall. Not easy to pick him off this at all, unless you've got some tacticals to use. And there, they're able to set him up. Will that be enough to get in? Temp trying to finesse his life up at Top Cafe, but he will drop. Formal 3 in a row before he falls, and Scump burns one. Now an opening maybe for them to get in. He's able to avoid the stun as it comes through as well. Huntsman get the break. Huntsman get in. Still a close spawn though for Subliners in the back.
You know, it almost looks like Zuma lost the early gunfight to Formal, but he was rotating very early. You have 2 more players starting to do that. That's going to be Attached and Mac inside the hill though. Scump trying to find all the kills that he can. RC is going to be there for the trade, but Mac, he's already got his way to bridge. The rest in New York, they're going to spawn up back Barbershop, try to get across towards their teammate, but Arcides and Pristini, the twins, locking them in.
Yeah, it's like the first 4 were back and forth. The 5th one was a split. So you basically, we've got a tie game. Just 10 points separating these guys. The Subliners will be in front. Such a great job on bridge last time with the 50+ points they were able to get through it. Can Huntsman do a better job maybe disrupting them at the point? Because last time, not really able to do it at all. That's going to be 4 down for Subliners. A chance for them to get on through. Scump going to be the point man as he goes across. There's the pick onto Attached. There's the clearance inside of the hard point. Big play from Scump. Still alive somehow in the smoke. Just dodging bullets left and right. Doing his best Neo impression to stay up. But now all sorts of members here from Subliners. Scump almost with 2, but Formal through on the trade.
Yeah, and while all of that was going on, Zuma actually won 2 big 1v1s on the flank. So Zuma does a great job getting his team spawns. Got to give him props. So he's able to flip, and for the most part, you split a lot of that hill. So a good job by New York. They don't give up 50 seconds. They're able to fight for the spawns. Now can they hold? Who is going to find that first break? That's really the question.
Mac just trying to hold with the Simtex. Attach, still holding the mid pressure and push. Formal with back-to-back headshots. Is that going to be enough to get on in? Subliners now trying to pounce. Attach is going to go through. Envoy able to take that gunfight. Trades effectively back and forth. I think on the pinch, it's Zuma that's trying to find an opening. Can Zuma get there in time to get the pinch in? I think he's going to find the angle. He does. RCs will drop. Subliners will get in with 25 more points to earn. And this looks like it's going to be kind of 3 splits in a row.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good split by Chicago. A money hill for sure here at Electronics Shop. And, well, now they have an opportunity where Barbershop can just be so difficult to break with those so close spawns. See, as Formal's locking down middle of the map. You have RC's inside the hill. His AR duo. These are big kills right around the same time, but Zuma's in. Zuma's able to maybe win a 1v1. RC wins it. Zuma almost made another play.
Can't quite do it. Arcides able to go clutch in that gunfight as the M4s of Huntsman lighting it up yet again, getting close to eclipsing that 200 point mark as they're starting to build this lead. Might be able to see one of the bigger leads of the game if they can get the remainder of this time. Trying to contest now is Subliners. Both are going to drop. It's Arcides again, the hard point that goes huge. 3 key kills around the point to make sure they get all of this time. Now on Subliners to try and lock them in. We'll see if they can do it. Who's got all the way around the back already? That's going to be Envoy.
Yeah. On one side of the team, it's been Zuma. On the other side is Envoy just trying to make the plays. Sneaky all the way backstairs. You see, though, he is all alone. I mean, his teammates are all the way across the map. We're going to get up to 225 points for Chicago. 25 points away from closing out this map #1 in our finals. Well, accuracy is watching backstairs, but because of this presence, I mean, Chicago's going to be able to to pinch this quick, and I think they know something is up just due to that spawn that Temp got.
Can Huntsman
still backdoor?
They're waiting for, I think, his teammates to try and win a fight or two at the front, and then he can pounce, but they haven't been able to do so. Now he's going to go. Accuracy is patient, waits for it the entire time. Yeah, you know they're yelling, Envoy's missing, Envoy's missing.
Envoy, that's your teammate. Okay.
It certainly is. With Subliners, great job holding, good comms, good patience. And they'll nearly tie this game up with these final moments. Huntsman will be into ruins, only needing 23 points to close this out. But what did we see Subliners do? And they needed a big break in the final horror point in the last series. They were able to do it against Ultra. Can they do it now against Huntsman?
Finding early kills. They're at least able to move up towards Barbershop. You do have Scump all the way towards the back. He could be the playmaker for Chicago. There's 3 players here. Attach is able to take him down. So they're going to have those close spawns. Watch for Zuma. Zuma's coming on a big flank. He's able to find one as he stayed alive in 2-story just out front.
There he goes.
He's trying to cut off the reinforcements, and I think with that, due to his presence, they are going to break. And it's Zuma again. I just keep talking about it. We talk about the route man, and Zuma right now is getting paid.
They can win it here. The pressure on Subliners to break. Now the pressure quickly shifts over to Huntsman. Huntsman have got to get in. Both teams 12 points away from victory. 20 seconds remaining on the hard point. And here we go. Arseny's just desperate looking for an angle, but Attach is already here. Zuma able to look over the top, but in they come flying in. It's 4 kills for Subliners, though. That might be enough. They can't get close. Subliners again get the big break, and there's the 12-point win. What a moment of magic it is for them again.
Yeah, I would love to if we can go back and maybe get the replay right before they break. That would be amazing. I'd love to break that down. But yeah, Zuma on one side. It's their push through the backside on Barbershop to give them the spawns. It was that break there. It was also the breaker electronic, I think, for Chicago that really kept them in the game. But it was back and forth. But we talked about it, how good of respawn teams these guys both are, and well, it's a 12-point game, number 1.
That is a hell of a map 1. Subliners do it again, shocking squads in the map 1s, and well, Nameless talked about the importance of it and how it can get you rolling. There they do it again, but let's watch the final 30 seconds again, and Joe, break it down.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is okay. So they already broke into this hill, but it was right before this where Zuma was able to break through. He just paid patiently, and it's a tough spot for him where, you know, he's around that 2-story area, because if his teammates died near the back, then he's sort of, I mean, obviously he's done his job, but he can't do much to try to break through the front. He would have influenced the spawns, but because they stay alive towards the backside, they give them those close Barbershop spawns, and Zuma, he spawns Chicago very far away.
Yeah, huge moment from Zuma, but yeah, I mean, the moment you want to talk about is just a little bit before that, unfortunately, but you got to see Subliners close it out again, and now we'll look at the stats before we start to talk about the search and destroy. Statistically, Joe, over the course of that, was there anything that really stood out for you?
Well, I think it's just sort of like, hey, like New York can slay with Chicago. I mean, plain and simple. It's what we talked about in the pre-show when we looked at their stats. They're all over a 1.0 KD. But yeah, I mean, you get 24 and 20 out of Zuma with the MP5, a good map out of Mac, attached with the MP5 at 20 and 14. And you didn't get a dud out of Temp, right? Because that was really the big thing when they matched up the first time on this map.
Well, that's already one change we saw, right, to this matchup and how the original best of 5 went. But one of the big things from that series, Huntsman win both search and destroys. Now, can they maybe do it again? Can they take this game too? But let's quickly look at the quick scope by U.S. Air Force for these 2 squads, where they match up coming into this, where the separation might be. And yeah, a lot of the stats going to be better for Huntsman. They've obviously been better all year. What I would like more is, like, I understand we want to look at the entire season, but kind of, I'd rather see that quick scope for for New York, basically, like over the last month or so.
when they got Mac, right?
Well, it's like, what, May? May?
So yeah, right around May.
2 months?
Like the last like 3 or 4 home series. But ever since then. But really the big discussion, even with Mac, is can they beat the top teams? And they have another shot here.
Can they do it in search and destroy, though? That is going to be the huge thing. And we're going to stay on Rammaza, and We all remember the tweet from Temp, don't play us on Ramaza, and since then it's not it's not been as good. Basically right after that tweet is when they found some of their losses there, but you got to think they had a lot to learn from the last time they played because they got smoked. They played the same team there. There's some stuff they're going to try and adapt and change. You would think it would be a bit closer based on that.
It's sort of like, okay, we've seen Chicago minimum one time now on, you know, what's sort of their new search and destroy game. What do people learn from it? Now your VODs are out there. How are you going to adjust? Now is when this gets fun.
This is the matchup that had like 3 1v1s, right?
Yes.
Is this the map?
Yes.
I remember there were a ton. I just couldn't remember if it was this one. So, yeah, it came down to a lot of clutch scenarios. Oh, yeah, sorry. Formal had that 1v2 with the massive read, bottom bridge onto accuracy. That was one of the better plays of the weekend. Well, let's see what Subliners can do on offense first as accuracy gets to the half wall. Spot some action, top apartment. Zuma, aggressive up mid map, but Pristini's got the angle. Envoy's got the angle, and Envoy puts another in the dirt, attaches head, rip clean off, and now it's just Temp and accuracy. I don't know if the bunny hop's gonna save you here. It's not. That is 3 for Envoy. What a play.
Yeah, he just finds an opening mid-map. It's such a fast rush, maybe just trying to switch things up. Go right down the middle towards lower A. An Envoy, he finds the opening. Well, it's just the individual gunfights he's able to win.
Silky smooth out of Huntsman to kick it off. Just dominant in the opening round. Now we'll see where the hit goes for Huntsman. Their offense has been so much better overall on a lot of these maps. But we'll stick with Envoy as he starts out 3-0. Looks like he's going to be the lone man keeping a presence over towards A. The rest of his teammates working mid cafe and B. Scump now bottom cafe. He's got one guy on the other side of this door. It's Temp. Hello, Temp. It is me, Scump, at your front door. I've come to deliver you a present in the form of my MP5.
Or is it the back door? I guess we don't know, right? Is it the front door? Is it the back door? We'll never know.
An internal door.
There's lots of doors. There's a lot of doors on Ramaza.
There certainly are. But it's first blood to Subliners. We'll follow it up with a second as Zuma gets it. Now the 3 remaining Huntsman players starting to make a move over towards this A site. Scump has gotten through underneath. Pristini spotted, but not finished. Now, can he win this one-on-one? What a gunfight win that is. Pristini makes it a little bit more interesting, but Mac slows it down on the other end of it. Nearly catches Scump on the cross as well.
Yeah, that would have been a big play because Scump, I mean, he has the advantage. He has dead silence, and guess what? Now it turns to Mac, who's able to pop his Deddy. Able to come behind Scump, find that kill. Pristini all alone with this bomb. 15 seconds. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. You have Attach waiting here, just taking his time, and well, he's got the advantage.
Yeah, no, he was screwed. There was not really any opportunities for him. I mean, I guess maybe he somehow wins a wild 1v1 here and gets the plant in, but in a tough spot for sure. So far so good for both defenses. We'll see how the offensive strategies change over the course of this map too. It'll be Subliners to take their second crack at it. Last offensive effort was abysmal. They were just destroyed by Envoy. Turns them inside out.
I mean, there was an opening, right? Envoy, they took a risk, and Envoy found the opening. So I don't think they're going back to that fast day. Yeah, this time, though, they're going to go fast B right through bottom cafe. Zuma just going to watch the flank. Usually, he's the man flanking. Accuracy. Well, he's just trying to stay alive, but guess who? Guess who? It's Envoy again who finds another opening.
90% of his kills are shooting people in the back. I swear, like I'm exaggerating, obviously, but man, does he get in crazy positions in search and destroy. 3v2 now for Huntsman. His Subliners still try to work this plant, and I just don't know how Temp gets out of this. He's somehow able to get away with his life, maybe wrap towards A with his teammate in Zuma, who's been locking down mid. They've got a chance to get a free plant out. They can get it down quickly. The rotation not through for Huntsman quite yet.
Yeah, and I think Formal knows it's probably a rotation, but you just want to wait for your teammates. Use your men advantage, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to make sure the bomb is actually planted here. It is planted at A, and now you just wait. You have Formal with dead silence, maybe just trying to get to a position. This could be either a great timing or a bad one. Looks like he's able to get up top. Not seeing anything, but he's hearing Zuma because he has dead silence. Okay, and he just lost a little bit of aim assist, but he stays composed. Yeah. Way more composed than you, Clint.
I would have put so many bullets and so many walls there if that was me, but yeah, that's the difference between a professional player and me.
Yeah,
it's true. He gets the kill, they take the round, the dead silence pays off, and easy 3v2 retake now for Huntsman as the defensive trend continues.
Yeah, there you see that kill there. I think he's just somewhat some surfaces. It just has to be, but yeah, he uses the Deddy, gets into a great spot. And he just has so much information at that point. Really, that really opens things up because top construction, that is a dangerous spot in post plant.
Who's gonna win an offense, Joe?
Great question.
Maybe it'll be Huntsman.
Maybe it won't. You never know.
It's their turn. One player on defense at A. That's Zuma. And it looks like that is where the push is going to go for Huntsman. There are a couple players near mid-cafe for subliners that can have a quick rotation or shots in on the cross, but Zuma's going to be the man that has to harness his inner Shawnee as the construction lord yesterday. Zuma hearing all sorts of footsteps near him. There's the first pick from Zuma. Big gunfight win. Nice start, and then through in the flank. I think coming underneath bridge is going to be Temp getting in a position to maybe find an angle. He's already found 1 second, get some damage. Him and Zuma get the duo work through. Challenges a difficult gunfight against an M4 at that position. Then it's Scump through on the flank, but Scump now last alive, 1 versus 3. Accuracy already on the bomb defuse.
Yeah, and well, Zuma and Attach are just playing with him, but it is 3 big kills out of Zuma, locking it down, and now they're just going to hang out. And shout out to our Observer team. Another magnificent home series out of them. They're just going to wait for Zuma's dead silence to pop, build it up a little bit as that round ends.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it a lot yesterday, right? Where one person, and that's why you see B probably favored quite a bit more, is like at that A site, like one big play from one individual can completely shut down a push.
Well, there's just so many angles, right? Like it's just what it is. Like,
and we saw Shawnee reposition. Like we saw Shawnee reposition like every round.
Pick and choose. If he's got that silence, he can finesse. It is very much a spot where one individual can make the play.
You saw it there. 2-2 though. All defensive round wins still. Zuma going for the first blood. Shaky at first, but able to finish it. Bristini will get dropped. Now it's Formal's turn at construction to maybe make the play. He's got a little bit of help there from Envoy as well. Mac, though.
They might know Formal's there, but do they know Envoy's there? Okay, so Temp's going to find him. He's going to run right into him. I thought Envoy got into another sneaky position. This time, no. Mac's going to...
Oh, no. Cities! Oh, and I was about to say, maybe our first offensive round win, but that might not be the case. Now going to be 2 versus 2, under 30 seconds to work. Arcitys and Scump have to get to the fuse. Can they clutch up and go big? Temp just wraps the whole way outside, and I don't think they're ready for this at all. Arcitys, though, going to read it. Now going to be a 1 versus 1. So little time on the clock, and Accuracy gets the nade in. 3-2. Subliners get the offense.
Okay, I was like, he's going to make sure they can't get top construction. He tried to make sure, but Arcitys slid on him and shot him in the face.
Yeah, that was a disgusting one from Arcitys, but unfortunately, the round win doesn't come to fruition. Now, if Subliners can hold on the defense, finally some separation between these two teams, or the Huntsman answer right back. Last time today, shut down by Zuma. Not shocked to see them working the B site this time, or at least that's going to look to be the case. Temp, though, right through the smoke. He is just flying in. He's got one in the corner, and the hip fire just doesn't connect. Arcitys able to take that one-on-one.
Well, Attach, though, somehow stays alive. Envoy, they had a 1 versus 2 on the site. Attach gets another one with the big play. Envoy took down his teammate. It's all down to Arcitys. They would have had a 2-man advantage at B. But Envoy, he shoots Scump in the back, and Attach is able to find another one.
Just some insane situations around the site, but there's the perfect defensive hold again from Subliners. Now up 4-2. And just 2 rounds away from a 2-0 edge in this best of 5. Flipping the script from the last time they played. Huntsman went up 2-0, and Subliners had to fire back. Huntsman might find themselves in that position unless they can improve on the search over these next couple of rounds. Offense again for Subliners, attached straight through bottom cafe. Knock, knock, nobody's there. Knock, knock again. Still nobody there. They've got a lot of information. They are flying on through towards this B site.
Yeah, because a couple of the A hits that they've already had. You had 2 towards A, you had 1 middle of the map, but RC's just going to find that first blood. But sneaky play out of Zuma. Pristini using the smoke, back over to Zuma. He's able to find his second. Well, we were looking at the stats coming into this one from their last series. Zuma, he underperformed, and he is stepping up in the finals. A great game, one winning them a game, and some of the plays he has had in this game too has won them rounds.
This could be the game here for Huntsman. Can Pristini clutch up in this 1v2? How much better does 4-3 look versus 5-2? Can Pristini make it happen? The problem, no dead silence. He does have a Simtex to use. He has an M4 and an MP5, but they're so split for Subliners.
He's going to get heard too. Yeah, right here. I think Attach is going to hear him. Yep. Well, he's just going to expect it.
5th round on the board for Subliners. Can they be the second team to win their home series event? FaZe, the only squad that has done it. And they have been pristine in this search. Last time, lost it 6-1. A chance now to take it 6-2. Fixing some of the mistakes and winning some of those clutch situations that they dropped the last time they played in groups.
It's tough sometimes to beat the same team on the same map the next day. I mean, a lot of adjustments can be made, but we talked about it, right? It was three clutch rounds that were really the difference the last time these two teams faced off, and Chicago won every single one of them.
Can Subliners close it out here? Attach lurking mid-map. There's the first blood. Envoy, the playmaker's out of it, and the slide is a thing of beauty. Formal dropped as well. 4v2. The game 2 looks to be done if they can shut it down, but Pristini doesn't want any of it. Tries to fight back, just able to get away with his life. It's all on the twins, Arcides and Pristini, to try and get it done. Now a 2 versus 3. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it.
Yeah, he telepathically as well, but he was trying to get towards his teammates. But looking back in temp, their immediate response is to try to work this half wall. Pristini, he's going to check it for a second. RC's just going to spot it. Can they clutch up again? And they can. They win the 2 versus 4. They read it perfectly. They win every one-on-one. Well, map 2 still alive.
And that is the power of the twin love. Pristini and Arcides, what a play. It looked like the map might be over, but you can't count out the Huntsmen. They go huge. And now that puts some pressure onto Subliners. They thought they had it done. They thought it was over. 4v2, and they throw it away. Now we've got ourselves a map. It needs to be 4 in a row for Huntsmen. They've already got 1 notch done. Can they do 3 more? Round by round, can they do it? There's Pristini now, keeping it rolling. 9 and 6 hits the snipe. The challenge from Arcides. It's Pristini and Arcides again. That's 3. What a snap from Scump as well. Tip gonna be the last one alive. Are they doing it, Joe?
I take it 1 round at a time. There's still a lot of work to do. Feels like they are. Yeah, behind that 2 versus 4, you could feel the momentum starting to swing a little bit. But really, it's going to come down probably to this next round, right? I mean, winning another offense would be huge.
From 5-2 to 5-3 to 5-4. Did Huntsman get it to the round 11? Arcides and Pristini have put the squad on their back in the last couple of rounds. They need to take another offense, something they struggled with so much early in this game too. What's the call?
Bit of a split here. I mean, you have Bomb and Ruins. 3 others working towards that A side. Arcides, he has Bomb. He's just going. Pristini, though, he's going to get first blooded, and this is just a rotate off. So they're using the smokes to get caught, or sorry, to just try and rotate, but Mac, he's going to catch Arcides. Zuma Zuma shuts it down today once again.
And now it's just on Scump. Can he pull off a miraculous 1v5? Not gonna happen. Zuma shuts it down at construction. They slow the comeback. They stop the comeback. They win it 6-4. They go up 2-0. One map away from being the home series champs at their own event. They've improved so much on these two maps since the last time they played it. But Attached 10-5, Zuma 12-8. We talked about the Pristini Arcades duo, but never forget about the Attached Zuma duo. One is old as time.
Well, and again, they very much look forward to these series. They've always performed against, talk about the old Optic teams, that sort of FaZe versus Optic rivalry we used to watch so many times. Attached lives for him, man. He really does. And I think they're the difference makers so far. You look at map 1 and what those MP5s were doing. You just saw it in map 2. We saw a lot of Zuma, not much Attached, but man, both in double digits.
Let's look at our U.S. Army tactical plays. We're going to look at one of the big moments from this. And I'll tell you what, if Huntsman took it, I know what it would have been. It would have been that big 2v4 clutch, but Subliners are able to close it out, and we'll check out the play. I believe it's going to be from round 5. 2 versus 2, temp and accuracy up against Arcades and Scump, and they're able to close it out.
Yeah, and I mean, this was the first offensive win. We were talking about who's going to win this first offense, and well, Temp just opens the front door, and I think they think he's going to start working the backside, but accuracy, he's able to find the first one. He's playing the clock. He throws that grenade out, finds the second one, and that just started the momentum for them.
Oh, what a series it's been so far. Subliners up 2-0, one map away from shutting it down. But now it's basically, can Huntsman replicate what Subliners did, right? Like, last time they played, Huntsman up 2-0, Subliners able to push you to a map 5. Subliners up 2-0, Huntsman have to do the same. They've got to find something, and you wonder, did they put so much into that match versus FaZe? Is that a thing for you, Joe? Like, they put so much into that match? Now, maybe not gas left in the tank?
I would say, like, maybe if this was a longer bracket run, but only their second match of the day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. A little bit different of a format, maybe compared to years past, but you got to hope they can do it. And we don't have all 3 O's throughout the course of this, but it is domination up next. Huntsmen have to try and battle back. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Mr. Ice in his veins. Bomb go top. He gets the damage in. He can't miss it. It's accuracy. Engage. Here we go. Zuma. 1 versus 3. Now Attached is the man to make the play. It's be Attached locking it down.
And Mac with the snap.
Come in and dominate the respawn.
Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day with the #1 brand in prepaid. Scuf Gaming, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The United States Air Force. Learn more at airforce.com.
The CDL Champs Pack is available now. Check it out in the store on Modern Warfare. You can rep your favorite teams, your favorite players. We've got blueprints of the loadouts that some of these guys use on the M4, the pistol, it's the HDR. It's pretty awesome to see. Joe, you going to be showing all that off soon?
Yeah, and I'm thinking I'm going to be putting a couple of Zuma signatures on my guns here. The way this man is performing in this final.
Yeah, he has been awesome, but I have some disheartening news maybe for some Huntsman fans out there. Huntsman have been great this year. They have 2 home series event wins. The problem is they don't have a single reverse sweep this year. Now, granted, they haven't been in that position a lot this year, but they have yet to do it. Can they work some reverse sweep magic here, though, Joe? Do you think they have it in them?
No, they might. I guess some good news is that they've only been swept once this season. That was versus Dallas at their own home series, but that was a long time ago, so you never know. So there's some good news and some bad news.
Joe, this map 3 is about to be riveting, but there's a battle going on for pizza, Joe. Did you know that? It's a battle to decide who makes the greatest pizza in the U.S. Huntsman versus Subliner. Chicago versus New York. New York is 2-0 now, but Miles is clearly thinking about pizza. Must be all the Grubhub work he does. He's got pizza on the mind, Joe.
I can't lie. I love pizza. I really do. And
I hate when we show this stuff. I don't really eat. I want to eat.
Well, and I don't really get the whole debate because it's very 2 different styles. You obviously talked about the deep dish. For New York, you're talking about the New York style slice. So I don't really think it's a great debate at all. I'll be 100% honest with you because they're 2 very distinct styles.
I love all pizza equally.
Me too. I do as well. But the whole argument behind it to me is just dumb.
Well, that argument may be dumb, but the finals here is not. Huntsman now trying to mount the comeback. But Chicago just swept once this season. We have never had a CDL Sunday in which it has been all 3-0s. That has been the story so far. Huntsman, Hackney Yard, can they fight back? Can they get it done and extend this series? The Kings POV to kick it off.
Well, they were great earlier here today. This was one, though, that they lost to New York, but only by 10 points. Came down to a few clutch moments. But off the start, it looks like they're going to get this A-B set up. If Scump can finish it, it is going slow. It looks like he's going to secure it. Now they got to hold on.
Well, if the trend continues, the team that didn't win the map the first time they played wins it the second time. So this would be Huntsman's to win, right? But it was a nail biter, as you said, but it is early A-B control now for Huntsman. Hitting him through mid will be Brastini. He's going to be caught. Zuma and Temp lock it down. There's the neutral, now going for the cap. Scump is trying to work his way up mid. He's going to spawn his teammates towards back office. That might be an overextension called in through to C. That looks like it's going to be a call for Brastini. So they've got to hold strong. They got to make sure they don't get some sort of 3 or 4 down scenario. And everybody's up for now. They're playing it safe.
Yeah, Tatch is going to back on up. Yeah, but if they're able to get one more kill, they probably go through to B. Brastini might be able to catch him. Patch is just going back and forth. He's going to smoke himself out. Sorry, stun himself. And, well, he's going to slide on through. Wins the gunfight on the opposite side. Mac is trying to fly. Mac is flying. Can he find Formal, who's behind him? I like this. He's just going to go right for the neutral.
He goes right for the neutral. Mac will hop on it. Mac, Temp, the Subliners looking for their first event win this year. We'll see if they can do it. They're just a map away. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen-in with the New York Subliners.
Tires on boy.
Square, dead.
On boy's tires. On boy's
Top,
tires.
nade, one door. Mid-white barrel. Mid-white barrel.
Play for on boy.
One's mid-crate for Sini. I'm challenging it. Yo, go to C. I'm holding C. I'm holding C. You guys can work B. You guys can work B.
One's green crate. He doesn't know you guys see.
Just hold, matter of fact. Just slow it down. Slow it down and hold. I got
I spawned green.
C got me.
I'm only C. I'm only C. I'm only C again.
Go ahead. Mac, focus your top
right now.
Mac, focus your top.
Heard you.
Looking right. I only have right. I can hold her.
I'm with C. One shot. One shot of C.
We're good. I'm looking top ladder. Alright, we can work B now.
Top ladder.
Nice.
Good job.
That's one. One top C.
I'm climbing the scaff. I'm about to climb the scaff from mid.
Don't see him down. Top mid L for you, Tom. Flex. Top L from a week.
Top AC.
Stay level, we're good.
Yep.
One's still top L.
One's the door set. This is bad side, remember. Our door side. Top middle, top 3. One's going top middle in our door. Top middle, one shot. Right to your left, Mac. Going top 3, I'm going T. Make back camp A.
One's top green. He's camping it.
I'm looking top middle.
I'm going on this like white crate spot.
Top green dead. One's our door dead. One more our door. Nice, 3.
Top middle,
scaff, last two. L dead. Last guy scaff, Alex.
I'm still on it.
I don't see him. Last guy scaff. Someone our door.
P1.
Spawn in green, they're gonna flank you guys. MP1 dead. They're gonna be green.
Go up and down.
I got him right there.
I'll get one shot. Almost one shot forward. I'm hitting top L.
Hitting him. Seth's on me.
One shot forward. Yo, turn. When you guys turn, I'm going to guys with them.
Seth is A.
Pick up mid. I'm going top L.
You got top L.
Temp on 5 in a row, and it was a 3-cap for just a moment. But I'll tell you what, early in that listening, Temp cracks me up. Where he's like, I got all C, push B. 2 seconds later, he goes, C got me. His envoy made the play.
And I thought he was going to make the play to really turn things around for Chicago, but then it was Attach on the other side. And I just loved, what we were hearing. Just very calm from the New York Subliners. They're trying to just figure out, all right, when we get kills, where do we want to go? You heard Attach. I'm going C. Just camp A. He gets the full cap. They find 3 kills. Then they will go for B. They have the AB hold, and you heard it from Temp. Remember, this is bad side. The pressure's not on us. Let's keep this lead.
That's what's frightening for Huntsman fans, though, considering this lead right now. 20 points for Subliner, still AB control, and they have the A side spawn for next. Pushing through in the overextension is going to be Zuma. He wants to get the neutral, get some extra lead added onto this to close out the first half, and he's probably going to get that done. There's the neutral. Formal's trying to track back. Temp, who's been so good around the B point. We highlighted it yesterday, how he got like 10 kills the final 90 seconds of this map. Get him in a strong power position, and he can be lights out. With just 20 seconds to go, and look at that scoreline. Subliners 5 minutes away from their first win at their home event. And for people like Temp and Mac, their first ever event win.
Looks like it's going to be about 30 points, 27 points. As you get a 3-cap there towards the end for Chicago, and pressure all on them. Well, they got another tick, so 24. Okay, so I didn't see the last tick come through. So they got 2 ticks with a 3-cap, so that brings it down 6. 24, I mean, it's not bad. It's not crazy, but the problem is they have to try to get AB. Like, when we've seen 24 points, you have a 24-point lead going into...
Well... And what was the thing
you go into the bad side?
What was the thing we talked about with Subliners, though? That they, like, remember how good they were at holding down CB yesterday? That was, like, the takeaway we had from this matchup. Like, regardless of side they were good. So even if you get the flip, Subliners have proved they can do it from that side, too. But, yeah, Huntsmen have got to try and get some kind of early 2-cap control and then find the right timing, find the right position for the flip. But right now they're all getting dropped. That's going to be 4 down for Huntsman. Formal going to be the last one alive, and early AB now for Subliners as Zuma surging right on into top L. Formal, though, there to take him down.
Well, the great thing for Subliners, what they can do because they know they have a 30-point lead. A lot of pressure on them. Zuma's coming all the way around through Lowell, and Zuma does it again. I mean, he just found an opening through middle of the map, able to take down with him. Is the fact that they can just play for neutrals, right? In case they do have A, they can go all the way through C. But 4 go down, they're going to get on B. They're securing it quickly.
Right back in control as the lead continues to grow for Subliners. Now this spawn for Huntsman all the way towards top office. What do you decide to do? Do you get aggressive towards A? Do you wrap it back towards B? It looks like they're trying to build it over towards A. They come flying in. They find the kills. They might be able to do this. The flip could be in. There's 4 players there. There's the last kill. That's going to be a spawn out. That's going to be B control. That's going to be A control. And that might be the moment for Huntsman. But now they've got to lock it down.
And now you got to hold this setup. As you said, lock it in. They get the flip. Can they be perfect?
Well, I'll say what that flip was perfect. Holy. Yep. Like they got all 4 of those kills towards A. Now, how long can they hold it? 25 points the difference. Plenty of time to have the comeback come in through a 2-cap. You can overextend if you want to, but you got to be careful because the 2-cap is really all you need. But Scump, nice job inside. Pushing through for the neutral is going to be Pristini. Number 6, Formal's got to play it safe. He's got to make sure nothing wonky happens with the spawns. It does make some players track back. They don't get the neutral, but it alleviates some pressure from B, at least for a moment. And they're going to keep sending people at it. Arcades goes forward as well. But thankfully, due to the position of Subliners, Huntsman able to get back in towards B quickly.
And then they're turning. I got a little bit nervous as soon as they went 3 down. That was the opening for B, but the nades come in. Pristini's able to find 2 kills.
Well, the problem is 2 of those kills were like all the way towards C, right?
Yeah, well, there we go. There's 4 dead. RC's the last one alive inside. They just go through. That's going to be the flip.
You couldn't hold it long enough if you're Huntsman. Now with just over 2 to play. AB control, back over to Subliners. Accuracy locks it down. He gets the point. He gets the kills. He gets the trophy out for added coverage. And now he's got the help from Zuma. A great play from Huntsman. Unfortunately, a minute later, answered by an equally great play from Subliners. It was almost deja vu on the flip.
Well, you had an 8 spree from Accuracy. He finally got shut down 24 and 11. From Temp, and we talk about those third ARs. On the other side, he's had a great weekend, but in this map 3, Pristini 11 and 20. Well, you can see the way they're playing. They know how close they are. Zuma is just making sure nothing behind him.
Hey, you're at that point where you just have to hold on to a flag,
they're neutral
right?
now. Yep, they're neutral and now. They're all over the map, and it's just pick and choose. Which one do you want to hold?
We all picked Huntsman in this final. We were all so very, very wrong. It's going to be 3 3-0s unless there's a 3-cap from Huntsman over the final stretch of this game. That's the way they can get it done over the final 60 seconds. But there is a neutral at B.
Zuma again. Zuma with 3, dude. Like every big play that he has had to make, he finds 3 kills. The 2-cap comes in, and that is going to do it.
Subliners shock everyone. An event that has Huntsman in phase. They certainly weren't the favorite, but now just how good is this squad? Since the addition of Mac, it's just been non-stop improvement. The meta seems to benefit them as well. And as good as we thought Huntsman were, Subliners come in here and just dominate this final. It is a fast 3-0, and what a performance it was. Congrats to Temp on his first win, Mac his first win, Subliners do it for the first time, the second team all year to win their home series event. It's just a round of applause, a celebration for Subliners. They have done it. Congratulations, Subliners take the event. This is where usually the crowd would go wild.
Yeah, you can see the smiles, though, for these guys. And that was big. And I think for Chicago, it was still a very solid weekend. You showed a lot of improvement, especially in Search and Destroy. You beat Atlanta. But you had to refocus up for the final, and it just felt like they didn't, right?
Yeah, I just wonder, and I know you're saying they didn't play a lot, so maybe me saying ran out of energy wasn't the right way to word it, but just so much went into that match that
so I'm sure.
Yeah, just so much, and I don't know what the right wording for it is, but so much goes into it, and Subliners come out with more fire here. They are your winners. There's the shot of all 5. What a performance it was, and I mean, they made it look easy in that final.
And again, looking at the scoreboard, Zuma has another big one, 23 and 22 for him as the MP5. We talked about BZ coming into the day. Tatch and Zuma were a couple other MP5s that were performing very well. It was just a great final for him.
Yeah, a fantastic final for him, and Temp drops a bomb there as well. 27 and 14 with the M4 in hand. Temp, congrats. You did it, buddy. You got the victory. He's run into Formal in some finals, too, before. That has kind of been in his way of getting that first chip, and this time he's able to get the win. Congrats to getting it done, and man, today is not at all what I expected. I don't think if I had 15 guesses on how today would have gone, I would not have gotten it. I wouldn't have got it right. No chance would I have had this going 3-3-0s. No way.
Oh, 3-3-0s? There's no way. No, not at all.
No
Especially
way.
with, you talk about New York, Toronto. They've just been going the distance. You never would have thought, Atlanta, Chicago was going to be a 3-0, and then the final. I mean,
that's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. We're going to take a look at the scuff play of the game now. It's going to be a run from Subliners to take over. Again, the scuff play of the game. The big moment for Huntsman, but then Subliners answer back a minute later. It's the big flip to get control of AB. They do it. It's what, 4 or 5 down here. The big kills. It's Temp that goes huge from top green, and they just fly as soon as he gets those kills. And you'll see those white arrows pop. That's the moment that sealed the game.
Yeah, and then, big props to accuracy here as well. This is an individual play. They're coming back to try to get B. He is all alone, and he wins 3 gunfights to finish his 8 spree. Gives them that AB hold.
That's true, because
that's what we talked about.
Well, you say, well, it's true. A lot of times you'll say, when you get that A flip, a lot of times you'll lose B, right? And then you have to do the second step, which is fight for B. But the fact they could do both, what a transition that was.
Yeah, and I think that's just sort of what we've seen is the teams that are losing. Yeah, you just can't, you have to. I know it's difficult a lot of the times, but you cannot lose. You can't all die at the same time. Every time it happens, that's usually what it is.
Yeah. It's not easy to flip until it happens and it surprises you. But usually it's not easy to flip especially on that map, unless you get that type of scenario. Both teams did it. Subliners just had the lead when they were able to do it, and then they run away with the game. But what an answer, because you're playing a team that had just beat you the day before. Yes, you take them to a map 5, but that was 10 points away in the game 3 from them getting 3-0'd, and you get some improvements. Temp plays better. You play a lot better in Search and Destroy. You take 2 maps off of Chicago that beat you in them just the day before, but you gotta love the confidence. And they were filled with their own clutch moments. Accuracy had some. Zuma has been sensational. They are a fun team to watch, especially in Respawn.
And I think you gotta love the confidence in the fact that they didn't switch up any map vetoes except for game 5.
That's true.
Right? They went back to Ramaza. They were, they were like, you know what? Yesterday we just did not play well. And I think even game 1, there was still some... Chicago could have won that. There was a couple of individual plays that we really pointed out. But, yeah, just the confidence in them to play their maps.
Well, just a reminder on if the season ended today, how we'd be looking. Subliners continue to try to move their way up the ranks, but a reminder the top 4 is solidified, so no one will be hopping into that top 4 that's not there already, though we might see some movement inside, as we already did see, as Huntsman overtook Mutineers for that 2nd spot, but... Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know how much more movement we're going to see, but with the way Subliners are playing and Ultra's been improving, I'm really excited to see how things shake out. Yeah, London as well, but it's all building towards the moment. We've won it all year. I know we got Huntsman versus FaZe, but the next big thing, I know we still have 2 home series events, but we're just so close to champs now. It's all I can think about. I cannot wait.
It's just to me, a fight for that A spot. What does the new optic look like, right?
We have no idea. Yeah, who knows?
Can Gorillas bounce back? Because I thought Gorillas were really underperforming. Maybe Seattle with this new meta. I mean, just a fight for that last spot. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, that's true. The 4 teams that... Well, how do you feel about the 4 teams that weren't here this weekend? Do you think they're lucky in a way because they didn't have to adjust to the meta and they got to watch this? I mean, they benefit from this, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw it, I think, a few times Friday, Saturday, the first time teams were playing maps.
Yeah, no, so true. But Accuracy had so many big moments. He's the leader of this squad. He's going to get them through to their first home series win. We've got him with Rich for your PlayStation Instant Reaction. That'll follow after this quick break.